So in the aftermath of Proposition 8, the count of African American voters who voted yes has gotten a lot of attention. While I do have to agree that the irony is perfectly clear, maybe the focus is not only counterproductive, but unhealthy as well. I think it speaks to human nature that we hold such a black and white view of our world without giving way to contradiction. And the craze over blaming the black populace of California for the outcome of a bill revoking a civil right granted to a minority is a perfect example of this. Black people equals civil rights movement. Black people plus ban on California gay marriage equals 70% in favor. This leads people to the conclusion that the civil rights movement was nothing more than allowing a minority to be the new oppressors. This kind of logic gets applied whenever we're presented with a contradiction to our two-sided worldview. Naturally, people would assume that a group who has had their own civil rights struggle would band together with another group going through the same thing and do so in droves. This voter data, apart from putting an unnecessary amount of focus on the African American voters, encourages us to try and solve the contradiction we're being presented with. I choose a slightly different way of looking at it. What if we started by accepting the contradiction, and instead of focusing on a minority that has nothing to do with the one we're addressing in the first place, let's see if this can tell us anything about the LGBT struggle for equality instead. Black people equals racial minority. Racial minority removing the rights of another minority seems like a contradiction. And this shows that not every civil rights movement is the same. Therefore, the LGBT community cannot rely on the support of other minorities. Both these equations seem to be satisfactory, at least in the eyes of others, and for very different reasons. But I'll let you decide which one speaks more to the issue you are trying to address. One does a good job at assigning blame for what went wrong, but the other could provide solutions for putting it right. When we see a contradiction, we see two things which claim to be true, but only one of them can be. We see two things that appear to be true, when only one can be. In order to know which to act upon, to believe is true and carry into action, we try to resolve this contradiction by seeing which of the two doesn't stand before the other. In many circumstances, this is necessary. It's the foundation of Western thought. However, we must remember that when we take two ideas and allow only one of them to stand, we've littered the floor with the remains of the other. Here we are talking about ideas that are not just ideas. We do not care about these ideas merely out of curiosity or intellectual vanity. We care about these ideas because they relate to people and have a profound impact on the lives of people. It is one thing to set one equation against another and let one of them fall and think nothing of it as we do it. It is another entirely to pit the hopes and rights and dreams of one people against another so casually and carelessly.